What's up, you guys? It's your girl Rajanae. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, yes, that's all I gotta say. You did good. Thank you for stopping by on my channel, guys. Go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any other videos. Today I'm back with another boot tails. You see the fit, so you know I'm over here content batching, but as long as you're here, baby, as long as you're here, okay? So I'm here to do another boob tails for you guys. I was trying to figure out which one I was gonna film because I'm really trying to go in order, and I've been going out of order. So I'm still about to go out of order right now, but this one was actually supposed to be filmed like some time ago anyway. So we're just gonna film this one today, and then we're probably gonna film the other ones like another time. I just feel like this probably would make sense, and this title gives like Halloween vibes, and we're getting closer and closer to Halloween, so I would like this one to be posted and ready for Halloween vibes. But let's just get to it. Make sure you click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any other videos like I said on this channel, okay? The Boob Tales playlist is already on my channel, so you guys can go ahead and keep up with the story. So without further ado, let's get to this one. So this one is called Fear Festival. Don't that sound kind of fun? I mean, not like that, but it does. It sounds kind of fun though. Like it really gives like this spooky kind of vibe. But let's just get to it. Okay, so every autumn, the small town of Millwood hosted its annual Fear Festival, a celebration that promised thrills, chills, and spooky delights. This year, a group of friends, Mia, Jordan, Lily, and Derek, were especially excited to attend. They had heard rumors of new attractions and horror experiences that were designed to be more terrifying than ever before. The festival's tagline echoed in their minds: "Face your fears, or they'll face you." As dusk fell, the friends arrived at the festival grounds, greeted by colorful lights and the sounds of laughter and screams mingling in the air. They purchased their tickets and entered the main area, where they were immediately drawn to a haunted house attraction called the Chamber of Shadows. The line was long, but anticipation buzzed in the air, making the wait thrilling. Once inside, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Dim lighting illuminated the path, and eerie sound effects echoed through the halls. The group moved cautiously, navigating through twisted corridors filled with unsettling props and actors jumping out to scare them. Each room was more terrifying than the last, pushing them to confront their deepest fears. But as they moved deeper into the attraction, things began to feel off. Mia noticed that some of the actors were acting too convincingly, their eyes gleaming with a wild intensity that felt unnerving. In one room, a particularly frightening actor cornered Derek, who suddenly seemed pale and frozen in fear. "Derek?" Mia called out, but he didn't respond. The actor grinned wider, and a chill ran down Mia's spine. Just as she reached for Derek, the lights flickered violently, plunging them into darkness. A loud crash echoed through the chamber, followed by frantic whispers. When the lights returned, they found themselves alone in a different room, disoriented and confused. "What just happened?" Lily asked, her voice trembling. They quickly realized they were separated from the crowd. Panic set in as they tried to retrace their steps, but the layout of the haunted house had changed. Okay, now, hold on, because I'm trying to figure out how they just magically appeared into another room. "Stay close," Jordan said, leading the way. They walked cautiously through the hallways, but the environment felt different, darker and more sinister. They stumbled upon a small door marked "Employees Only." With no other options, they decided to enter, hoping to find an exit. Inside, they discovered a dimly lit room filled with unsettling memorabilia from previous festivals. Old photos lined the walls, depicting past attendees, some smiling, others looking terrified. A particular photo caught Mia's eye, a group of friends who had gone missing during a previous Fear Festival. Her heart raced as she recognized one of the faces. It was a girl she had gone to high school with, someone who had vanished without a trace. "Guys, look at this," she exclaimed, pointing to the picture. Just then they heard a low whisper echoing through the room, chilling them to the bone. "You shouldn't have come here," the voice hissed. Suddenly, the lights flickered again, and shadows crept along the walls. The friends felt an overwhelming sense of dread. We need to leave now, Derek urged, but the door slammed shut, trapping them inside. I thought he was frozen into place. Like, is it just, I thought something took over him. He was talking now? As they banged on the door, they heard a sinister laugh echo through the room. You're not leaving until you face your fears, it taunted. The room began to distort around them, and each friend found themselves confronted by terrifying apparitions representing their deepest fears. Okay, now let's really get into it. Mia faced her fear of isolation, seeing visions of her friends disappearing one by one. Jordan was confronted by a version of himself that was a complete failure, drowning in self-doubt. Lily's worst fear came to life as she was surrounded by dark shadows whispering cruel taunts, while Derek was haunted by the specter of a friend who had died in an accident, blaming him for not being there. Each friend struggled to break free from the illusions, calling out to one another for support. We can't give in, Mia shouted, reminding them of their bond. We're stronger together. The group clung to each other, pushing against the oppressive fear that threatened to consume them. With renewed determination, they faced their fears head on. They shouted out their insecurities, owning their vulnerabilities instead of letting them control them. I'm not afraid, Jordan shouted defiantly. I am not my past, Derek added, confronting the shadow of his friend. The room shook as they confronted their fears with courage. As they reached their breaking point, the shadows began to dissipate. Did I say that right? I don't think I did. And the door creaked open. They stumbled out into the main area of the festival, gasping for air. The noise of the festival surrounded them, a jarring contrast to the terrifying ordeal that they just faced. But as they caught their breath, they noticed something was off. The festival seemed quieter, the crowds fewer. They turned to the entrance of the haunted house, and their hearts sank. The sign now read closed for maintenance, but the way it flickered felt ominous. Suddenly, the reality hit them. We weren't the only ones trapped in there, Mia realized. The laughter and screams that had once exited them now felt like the echoes of the past, shadows of those who had come before them, still lingering within the attraction. The friends vowed never to let fear control them again. As they left the festival, they discussed how confronting their fears had been their only way to escape. The experience left them shaken but more connected than ever. Okay, guys, so the lesson is they learned that fear can take many forms, but confronting it head on with the support of friends can lead to empowerment and strength. They realized that facing fears is not just about overcoming them, but understanding their impact on their lives. From that day forward, they promised to support one another, knowing that true courage lies in vulnerability and unity. Fear may never fully disappear, but together they can face anything life threw at them. Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess we have another story about fear today. I like. So that one was a bit different. I feel that each of them, I think what was cool about it in a sense was each of them had like their own fears based on experiences in their life. And they never was able to overcome them, or they was never able to heal from those fears. But the fact that those fears just kept coming at them, and showing you that fear does come in different forms. So it's not just in one way or in this way, it comes in different forms. And everybody has their own fears that they have to face. Some may be more embarrassing or whatever than others, but regardless of the fact, everybody is scared of something, or everybody is terrified, or some person is always haunted by something that they can't let go of. But I think at the end of the day, what made it so much better was the fact that they were together as friends. So them having just like that close bond with each other and just having like that strong relationship, they each had their own fears, and I feel that none of them was embarrassed by each other's fears or anything like that. Like each of them was dealing with something, and all of their fears was coming at them at the same time, you know what I mean? So nobody really had a chance to make fun of somebody else's fears or anything like that, because that's not what it's about. Everybody has them, but at the end of the day, because their connection was just so strong, they were able to go through it together, if that makes sense. So I feel that if you have fears, it's always good to have a good support system. I feel like with this one was that's why this one was so different, because at the end of the day, like, they had fears, but they had each other, if that makes sense. So they had fears, but they were there to support each other through their fears so that they didn't feel alone. You know, obviously Mia's fear was isolation. So her fear was just being by herself. So I'm glad that this story came to play, and that was a lesson, because at the end of the day, her fear was being isolated and being lonely and like not having anybody, but she had 3 of her other friends that was there with her to support her and to make her feel better and to make her, how do I say it, have more strength and more faith in herself, so that she didn't feel like she was alone. Like, as long as, you know, I have my friends with me, I know they have my back, they support me, they're there with me, and they're not gonna allow my fears to take control of me. That's all that matters. And I love that, because it's always good to have a good support system by your side. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't have that, and it could lead to darker things, if you catch my drift. But it's always good to have a good support system around you, to not let your mind get the best of you and start making you do things or think things. It's good to kind of have that good support system, and, you know, just to have good friends surrounding you and not letting them see you break at all. So I like that, the unity. I love it. And vulnerability is also very hard to get through, and to just, how do I say it, to let people see, like I said, at the end of the day, because all of them had to face their fears. All of their fears had came at them. And so now they know each other's fears. And I guess the vulnerability is knowing, like, oh snap, like, this is my fear. I'm afraid to, how do I say it, to confront my fears and actually like have awareness of knowing and accepting that this is my fear, and letting people know that. But at the end of the day, like, there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Again, they have each other and they have a close bond. So anybody that's truly your friend is not going to make fun of you for being vulnerable and for having fears at the end of the day, because everybody comes to that point. Everybody comes to a point of vulnerability that makes them feel weak, or makes them feel like they're less than, or makes them feel scared in any way. But vulnerability is not weak at all. Not at all. And I'm glad. I love that. Okay, because, you know, in the last Blue Tales, Kyra, she was by herself. And sometimes you do have to face your fears by yourself. You do have to face your fears, but that doesn't mean that your support system is not behind you, though. You know? But sometimes it's good to face your fears no matter what. And I think today that's what we've been learning, is just facing our fears and having faith in ourselves, and not letting our fears get the best of us, and not letting our minds control us like that. Okay? Because we have control of our destiny. But I hope you guys enjoyed that Boo Tales today. I don't know. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments down below. What would you do differently? How would you spice it up a little bit more? Let me know in the comments down below. But without further ado, I'm going to see you guys later. Okay, again, don't forget, click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any other Boo Tales or any other content that's coming onto this channel, because your girl's birthday is in a couple of days. Okay, actually, what? It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I think my birthday falls on a, let me see. What day does my birthday fall under? On a Tuesday, y'all. So it's in what, 3 days? 3-4 days, and my birthday is here. I'm so excited. All right, so yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. The love means so much. I want to have more of my besties subscribing to the channel, so subscribe and continue to tune in. All right, now stay spooky.